What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 93 of Let's Build the City. Today we're building a McDonald's restaurant. So yeah, who doesn't love McDonald's, right? McDonald's is the best restaurant. I mean, come on, they sell the best fries. I mean, come on, they're so yummy. Leave a like on this video and comment McDonald's if you love McDonald's. Anyway, anyway, let's build McDonald's.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a McDonald's fast food restaurant with a drive-thru. I'm loving it. As some of you may know, McDonald's is my favorite fast food. So it was a pleasure to design and make this one. I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. Not just McDonald's, but also the build too. I will be showing you how to make absolutely everything, so please do make it to the end of the video where I will also show you how to build the inside as well, that you might even be able to get a nice sneaky peek at right now. If you are new around here, all I would say is please subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with all of these city builds. We are slowly making loads and loads of city builds and I want you guys to be around for it. Leave some suggestions. That's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you so much to everybody that's been supporting this series. Let's get started. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so something you should know before we start building is this tutorial is split into two parts. The first part, you are going to need all of these materials that you can see on the screen right now.
Alright, let's grab them. So let's grab white concrete, red concrete, yellow concrete, light grey concrete, course stairs, light grey glass pane, light grey stained glass, grey concrete and coarse slabs, question mark? Might have to look at the material list. Okay, anyway.
Now, make sure that you have all of those and enough of them as well. Those are going to be for the outside of the build. So literally everything you see from the outside of the build as you can see it. However, once we have completed the outside, of course, we are going to be focusing on the inside of the build, which requires all of these materials that you can see on the screen right now. Please make sure that you have access to those as well. You might even want to gather them right now. However, you don't have to do that just yet. I will be showing you those again at the appropriate time. But just to make sure that you are going to be prepared when the time comes. The amount of space required is a 25 by 27 block area. This will allow you to make the drive-thru and absolutely everything that you would have seen at the start of the video. I would highly recommend making this grid in your world if you are planning out a city. Now, that's all the boring stuff out of the way. Pause the video if you have to. Gather those materials, make sure you've got enough room, make sure you're ready, and once you are, you can place your order. So, step one, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing that we are going to do once we are ready to build is come all the way to the front left-hand corner of our grid. From this front left-hand corner, I'm going to count inwards to the right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then inwards towards the centre, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, if you have built this grid, we are starting in the exact same place. On top of this block, I want you to place 3 white concrete. 1, 2, 3. Place a red on top and extend it to the right by 16.
16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, no. Whoops. Anyway, I think. Yep, there we go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then connect it down to the ground using white concrete. I then want you to take that 16th block again and extend it backwards an additional 16.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. To which we then want to connect that down to the ground using white concrete also. You then want to extend that block to the right once more by 16 again. However, you do not have to count this out, as all you have to really do is line it up with where you started at the front of the build. So, place a few blocks coming across the back, and then meet in the middle, extending from the front. And you should end up with perfectly placed, there we go, a nice square shape. Connect the final corner of your McDonald's down to the ground using your white concrete.
Hello, LETS, and welcome to live stream. Hopefully I said your name correctly. If not, I'm sorry.
Place a layer of red concrete going all the way around the outside of the square of red concrete that we have blazed. We are going for the much more traditional McDonald's look to separate ourselves from the other fast food restaurants. We are now going to place an additional layer of red concrete on top of the original row of red concrete. McDonald's, or at least the original version, and actually the McDonald's near where I live as well, kind of has a similar sort of structure to this still. It's just not red anymore. Once you have added another layer of red, we are going to do this 2 more times. We want to have a pyramid effect, which means we want to have a layer of red concrete that sits up and above and inside the previous layer. I've already marked out what we need to do. We need to add 2 more layers of red concrete going all the way around the inside of the top of the roof. So, in total, there are 4 layers to the roof. We have made, right now, 3 of those. We are going to add the 4th and final layer to the roof. It is worth mentioning that you will also want to fill the top of this roof in using your red concrete also. However, we are just going to make sure that we have the correct amount before we do it. So, that is about as high as the roof will ever want to be, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure that that is correct, and then you can easily fill it in using red concrete. Or, if you have other plans for your McDonald's, such as you want to climb on top of it for some reason, maybe you want to turn it into, maybe you want to add some slabs up here instead, maybe add a different colour. I'm going for a much more traditional red concrete look. As I said, I want to separate myself from all of the other fast food chains, so I'm going to try and make a bit more traditional themed restaurants, rather than going for their new modern counterparts. And it will just make the city look a bit more interesting. Well, now that we have accomplished this, we have to do roughly the same thing on each side of our McDonald's. We have to separate the walls. So if we begin with the row of 3 white concrete that we placed at the beginning of the build, I want you to leave a gap of 2 going right of this row of white concrete, and then place another row of white concrete coming up from the ground up to the top of the structure. We are then going to leave a gap of 2, and then another row of white concrete coming up from the ground to the top of the structure. Now the middle row is different. We want to have a gap of 3. That's 1, 2, 3, and then another row of white concrete coming up to the top of the roof. The final space you want to leave a gap of 2 and have a row of white concrete coming up from the ground to meet the top of the roof, just like this. And that is how we are going to divide pretty much every side of McDonald's. Okay, so for the moment, because I want to show you guys how this works, I'm going to get rid of the quartz slab and the grey concrete. And I'm going to grab oak doors and oak wood planks. The very left side of the front of our McDonald's is where a door is going to be. I know that the floor for my McDonald's is going to be oak wood planks, so I'm destroying the floor, replacing it with oak wood planks, placing a double door on top, and then light grey stained glass block above the doors. If you have different plans for your McDonald's entrance, feel free to change those materials freely. On the front of McDonald's, we want to have a row of red concrete that runs all the way from one side to the opposite side like this, right at the bottom, left to right. Place 2 rows of glass in the 2 empty spaces above each layer of red concrete. The front of McDonald's is a bit different from the sides. This is where there is the most windows. Once you have completed the front, I want you to come to the left side of the build. We have to copy what we did on the front onto the left side. What I mean by that is, starting from this first front row of white concrete, you want to leave a gap of 2 in the ground, and then place white concrete. Leave a gap of 2 in the ground, place white concrete. Leave a gap of 3 in the ground, 1, 2, 3, place a row of white concrete, and then leave a gap of 2, and then place a row of white concrete, like this. So, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2. Very simple to remember. We are going to place red concrete at the base of every single one of these rows, connecting from front to back. The first 3 windows, starting from the front moving backwards, are all going to be light grey glass pane. The final 2 windows are going to be light grey concrete. One of these is going to be an order board. Actually, both of them are going to be an order board. I forgot what side I'm on. Now that we've done that on the left side of the build, we are going to do the same on the back. It is identical. We do the same thing every time. We leave a gap of 2, white concrete. Gap of 2, white concrete. Gap of 3, white concrete. Gap of 2, white concrete. It's the same thing every time, ladies and gentlemen. And you might notice it is the same on the front. So if you line up, you can actually see we have the exact same deal on the front of the building. So we are going to place red concrete at the base of all of these, and then we are going to place, oh, not light stained glass pane, that's a mistake. On the back, we want to place red concrete at the base, connecting the left and right side together, and then light grey concrete everywhere else. Feel free to add windows if you like, but once we do the inside, you might notice why I have decided against it. On the right side of the build, I'm sick of repeating myself, but I'm sure you guys are sick of it too, but it's the same thing. We want to take this right front corner, and we want to move backwards, leave a gap of 2, white concrete, gap of 2, white concrete, gap of 3, white concrete, gap of 2, white concrete, and connect them all upwards. It's the same on the opposite side, and as a matter of fact, if you want to, you can line it up with the opposite side. You can see that it is the same. Place a row of red concrete connecting the entire bottom together. I want you to make the front 3 windows glass. Make them exactly what I just said they are actually, which is windows. The first 3 panels are windows coming from the front. The next panel here is going to be light grey concrete. The final panel at the back is going to be a drive-through window. So simply place a little bit of glass on the right side, not completing the window area. Well, now that we have done that, ladies and gentlemen, we have done a huge amount of our McDonald's. Whilst we still have light grey concrete on us, I'm going to dig in front of the door, and I'm going to dig in front of the door 6 rows. All I'm doing is I'm making a pathway. You might need to count more blocks. It depends where you are placing this, and you may have to change the outside of your McDonald's as well. I'll explain more later on. I'm just going to get rid of the white concrete for now and grab quartz slabs. It's time for us to do a bit of branding. So, I want you to use your quartz stairs, and it's important to remember that we will be doing this exact same thing on every side. So, I want you to take this inward row of white concrete here, the same on the opposite side, and the very middle of your McDonald's, which is the middle of the middle window, and above where we have these three different places, we want to place quartz stairs on top of the edge of the roof, like this. So you can see where we have marked out the inward row of white next to the entrance, the same on the opposite side, and the very middle, which is of course the middle of the middle window. I want you to place quartz stairs coming up towards the top of the building. However, not on top, coming up towards the top. Place quartz slabs on top of the roof where the stairs would be. Do the same on every side. So on this side, the same. So it'll be here, here, and here. It's the exact same position on every side. It is very symmetrical. And I'll show you in just a moment. There we go. So it's hard to see because I'm kind of in a cafe at the moment, but you can see the positioning. It's much easier to see on the other two sides. So here is where we want to be, and here, and here. So once you have managed to do it once, I'm sure that you guys will have no problem completing it the other 3 times. Same position, every time, those exact same 3 places. And we just have this final side to do as well. So stairs, 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 coming up towards the top, but not on the top. And then quartz slabs just to feed inwards, because you can kind of see from the bottom of the build, like you can see it coming up onto the roof, and it just makes it look a bit better. The one thing that we're missing now on top of the restaurant is the M, the golden arches. So the way that we position our M is if we come to the front middle of the building, and we take not the first row of the roof, but the second row of the roof. We want to place in this position and this position, one row away from the middle set of stairs, we want to place yellow concrete blocks. Raise them up by 2 blocks, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Place inward diagonal yellow concretes coming inwards from both sides. And then a final yellow concrete coming inwards and down to create your M. Very, very iconic. I love that.
McDonald's isn't a McDonald's without the golden arches. Look at that. Guys, just look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The golden arches. The golden arches.
Forget about the golden arches. You cannot forget that.
Look at that. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
The next thing that we're going to do is some of the outer part of McDonald's. So now that we have, for the most part, completed the building, I want to now just clear up all of the concrete for measuring purposes, so that I can better show you what we have to do next. There we are, ladies and gentlemen, that is much, much better. Now I can show you what you can do to decorate the outside of your McDonald's. And by the way, it's worth mentioning that depending on where you're making your McDonald's, if you're making it in like a city centre and stuff, you're probably not going to want to have a drive-thru. You might just want to kind of like have the building as it is now and maybe add a little bit of something around it. But I'm going to leave that decision up to you. So, the things that we're going to need to decorate the outside include a stone slab, flowers, grey concrete, oak leaves, light grey concrete, yellow concrete, red concrete, quartz slab, and we even need some item frames and signs as well. Okay, so the first thing that I actually want to do is I want to place smooth sandstone slab, left and yellow concrete, red concrete, quartz slab, and we even need some item frames and signs as well. Okay, so the first thing that I actually want to do is I want to...
It says that
smooth sandstone slab, left and right of the entrance that we made earlier. So just on the sides of the light grey concrete, place some slab decoration. I want you to place 2 rows of poppies or flowers or whatever directly to the right of the path. Place a row of hedge, aka leaves, to the right of the poppies. I now want you to dig out 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, right of the hedge, we are not yet going to fill these rows in. I then want you to proceed to dig out 3 rows of space around your entire McDonald's. So, next to the hedge, coming across the front and towards the back. Why are we digging out these 3 rows, you may ask? That is because we are going to create a drive-through. And my roads typically only need about 3 blocks space for a car. I like to make really, really simple cars that you can make loads of. I don't really like cars that are incredibly intricate, that take way too long to make. I like simple cars, so if you have roads that are much bigger than like 3 blocks and stuff, if you want to feed it in that way, then you're probably going to have to make the drive-through a tad bigger. But as I say, my car is really, really simple. They're only a few blocks wide, so hence why I only need 3 blocks going all the way around McDonald's like this. And going all the way around that empty space, by the way, I'm going to place another layer of leaves. I'm using oak leaves just because it kind of fits the vibe. I'm kind of going with like an old school, not so dry and in your face sort of vibe, or at least that's how it kind of feels to me. So I'm just specifically using oak leaves because they don't shine as much as some of the others. I'm going to place poppies in front of the right corner of the hedge. So 2 rows of poppies just to keep this thing kind of like squared up. I'm also going to place grey concrete where all of the road is going to be. So, depending upon what your road might look like, you can choose to use grey concrete or you can use any sorts of other number of materials. It's worth bearing in mind, by the way, just because you might use grey concrete for the road around your McDonald's for the drive-through doesn't mean that it has to be the same colour as the regular road on the street. I mean, if you guys have ever like drove around anywhere or even like lived life around a city or a town or wherever, roads are all sorts of different colours depending on what they're made out of, so it's not a massive deal unless you're looking for a massive amount of continuity. So now you can see, and that it fits really well, by the way, the grey concrete contrasts so nicely against everything else. The last thing, or second to last thing that we have to do is make the McDonald's sign. I have made this particularly difficult for myself because it actually has to go here, and that kind of gets in the way of the cafe. So
it might not get in the way because this B shop is right there, so it might not get in the way.
I have designed it to go somewhere along this left part of hedge that sticks out in front of the actual McDonald's. So I'm going to grab a light grey concrete, I'm going to square up with the edge of the roof here with this hedge, and I'm going to go forward maybe like, I don't know, maybe just like 1 row like this. And I'm going to place 7 light grey concretes on top of the hedge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this. I am getting in the way of the cafe, aren't I? Oh well, they don't mind. I made it. I own the cafe. Place a yellow concrete in front of the top light grey. And place an upright and up left diagonal using your yellow concretes. Place outward and diagonal yellow concretes coming down from both of the upper diagonal concretes. Extend the end yellow concretes down like this to create an M shape, and then we are going to, underneath this, and actually it kind of works out a bit better this way, place quartz slabs behind the bottoms of the yellow concretes, extend the quartz slabs inwards, place red concrete underneath those slabs, with quartz slabs underneath the red concrete like that, and that's a really cool sign. Now, if you kind of run into the same problem as me, where you are now really upsetting the people at the cafe, you can swap it to the other side, and yeah, depending on what you've got built there.
It's not in the way. It's not really in the way. It's not really in the way of this thing here.
And I do mean the very last thing that has to do with the outside is on the right side of the build. We are going to have a couple of advertisements for what you can eat at McDonald's. You guys know what you can have at McDonald's. I'm sure you've had McDonald's. I hope you have, anyway. It's delicious. So, I am going to place some item frames on the upper light grey concrete areas here, and I'm going to have oak signs underneath the item frames. Now, what are these? What sense does this make? You might be wondering to yourself, or even to me. So, inside of these item frames, we are going to place food stuff.
I'm just doing
the optional, hence why you wouldn't have seen this in the item ones. But you might say want to like place bread in there, you might want to place chicken in there, you might want to place beef, you might want to place even potatoes. Where do they keep potatoes? I don't even know. Where? Eggs? Huh. Where do they keep potatoes?
potatoes, found them.
Alright, fine, we'll have to manually find potatoes. Potatoes, of course, being fries, being chips, being however you want to say it. Okay, you know what? I'm about to give up. I'm about to go. Okay, perfect, potatoes. So, like, on here, like, you know, maybe like bread kind of looks like a burger or a roll or whatever. Chicken, obviously. McDonald's sell chicken, they even sell fish too as well. So, beef and then potatoes. And then you might want to write, say, like, underneath the potato, you know, like fries. You know? So it's just kind of like a little bit of an advertisement for what you might get to order at McDonald's. So feel free to add that, or don't. Feel free to add the signs, or don't. Feel free to put whatever you want in there, or don't. And that is a really cool last detail to add to your McDonald's. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the entire outside of McDonald's complete. It looks really good. We've done loads and loads of details, but we are missing a whole half of the build. We have a whole inside to do. Here are all of the materials that we are going to be using for the inside. Please.
Alright, let's grab them.
Make sure that you have access to all of these materials. Make sure that you have enough of them as well. I, myself, I'm going to gather those materials too. I'm going to dump all these. I'm going to gather all the things that I've just shown you on the screen. Pause the video if you have to. We're going to be going straight into the inside once we have gathered all our stuff. Let's do it. So now I have all of my stuff. I hope that you guys do as well. Let's make the inside. So, first step, come inside. We're going to start off with the ceiling to provide us some light. So, the ceiling is supposed to be not where this first row of the roof is, but where the second row of the roof is. The ceiling is made out of both red concrete and sea lanterns. The sea lanterns are built directly into the red concrete. Now, the reason that I'm using red concrete for the ceiling is it kind of makes sense to me because, well, the roof itself is predominantly...
So, guys, once I'm finished with this video, I'm going to play Lego Worlds with my brother. I'm going to be finishing off our city. We need to build lots of stuff. And we're also going to do this funny glitch, and there's kind of like a funny glitch where you like slam into a door and one of the barn doors, if you get one out of the discovery tool. You guys probably don't know what I mean, but look for barn doors in the build tool on Lego Worlds. Slam into the door, you'll go flying. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna continue my McDonald's.
So why not just kind of...
Don't worry, in 15 minutes I'll be done. Yeah, in 15 minutes I think I'll be done because the tutorial says 15 minutes long. 15 minutes left. And then tomorrow I'll build a classic subway. Oh. Oops. I'm on live. I accidentally showed that to you guys. Sorry. Oops. Anyway.
In each strip, and there are 4 strips of sea lanterns. It's quite easy to figure out. So the first sea lantern that we're going to place in the ceiling, if you look towards the entrance, it is where the points between the white concrete rows
Now you'll
would meet each other. So what I mean by that is if you like...
Yeah, sorry guys. I accidentally teased that. Why did I do that? I'm so stupid.
Right. Like
Oops.
It's the
Ouch.
point between the two
Ah.
rows of white concrete, if that makes sense. And then following along, it's the same...
Oh, no, wait.
Then look what happened to the
Wait. If this isn't, is this in line? Wait a minute, I'm confused. So, okay, that's in line. Okay, that's good.
rows of white concrete, if that makes sense. And then following along, it's the same as you go backwards. So the sea lanterns are in line with the white concrete that we have in the walls. And the same applies here, like you want to place in total 5 layers of sea lanterns that coincide with all of the rows of white concrete. Did I say 5 layers of sea lanterns? I meant 4. But we want to have sea lanterns in the exact same positions, like on all sides. So again, like where the white concretes like would meet each other
Oops.
in the middle, you just want to have your sea lanterns. So it'll be here, right, and then here. There we go. So once you've figured out one row, it should be fairly simple to add all of the other rows, and it actually looks quite nice, and it worked very well because, of course, it's perfectly balanced, as all things should be. So we're now going to destroy the floor. The floor I have designated to be oak planks. Feel free to change that.
My eyes. Can you change it to day off? Oh. Hey, when it does that, it always glitches when you... It just freezes when you press that button. What? Wait. Did I destroy a glass? I'm confused. I heard a glass sound.
But I destroyed it.
Oh, okay, guys. False alarm. That was just my brother.
It's making the new cafeteria for... Wait. This is going to be the new sports gym area.
For the fire station.
Yep, and there is...
And after this live stream is done, I'm gonna play Lego Worlds with my brother.
And Jane, there's some more stuff being added to the fire station. And I'll show you.
I'm not gonna bother going into the city today, guys. Because,
See? Look, this
yeah.
is a new area, Jane. There's going to be a theatre, gym, sports, and I think maybe a shower area.
okay.
I want to use concrete instead. I said earlier
Because
that
since,
I'm going for a bit more of
TV
an
area in the
older,
town.
sort of more familiar feel. For whatever reason, oak planks gives me that feel. I like oak planks, I really do. They work so well as an inside material. They're just cozy. I don't know what it is. It might just be that particular shape or the familiarity of oak wood kind of being just like pretty much the most abundant wood that you can get. There's something about it that I like, and hence why I decided to use it. Feel free to use any sort of wood with it. I mean, spruce wood would look okay too. Birch wood would actually contrast and go nicely with all of the other materials that we're using. Feel free to use any sorts of concrete,
And look,
iron
Jaden.
bars, whatever.
What?
Iron bars, iron blocks.
That's
Iron
cool.
blocks would look weird as
So
a
yeah,
block.
once there's a fire, they can just slide down the pole, run over here and then slide down
again,
the pole.
Yeah.
do whatever you like in the end, but
The reason why I pressed to leave here, there will be border around the next build I'm going to be placing here.
we've already done it. Once we
A subway, a classic one.
we will be able to work out some of the other
I just teased that, didn't I?
a nice
Oh no, not again!
So, your McDonald's, the first thing you want to do is make the counter where you talk to a person, pay, and order the food. The way that this counter starts is we begin by extending from this white concrete block on the right side of the building. We place 10 white concretes going left of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Lines up perfectly with that white concrete over there. Leave a gap of 1 and place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 white concrete joining to the wall. Going right of that white concrete that hit the wall, place 3 red concrete. 1, 2, 3. Leave a gap of 1 and place 3 more.
But Jane, in the exercise area, it's not going to be in here.
I want
Okay.
you to place
The
2
exercise area is here.
quart stairs on the counter. They're going to line up with the white concrete that you have on the back wall, like this. They're not cash registers, so again, that's where you would pay your actual proper money. In the back left corner of the room, I've decided to place one of those, I hope it's evident that that's what this is. It's like one of those touch screens that you can like order your meal without talking to anybody, which is what I prefer because I hate human interaction. So in this back corner, we're going to place a red concrete and 2 quart slabs going right there.
Sorry.
Red concrete on top, 2 rows of yellow on top of the red, grey concrete in between, and quart slabs on top. Later on, we'll be adding more stuff that makes it even more apparent that that's what that little piece of thing is. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is place some seats, some chairs, all that sort of fun stuff, okay? So we're going to start with the front left corner of the building and place a row of yellow concrete in the corner. Place a single yellow concrete in the corner. Extend towards you by 2, 1, 2, and right by 2, 1, 2. I want you to place quart stairs around the inside of this with an oak fence in the middle, and then later on we'll be placing like tops of tables. I'm also going to have another one of these little booths, and it is going to be directly in front of this triple window, and it's going to look identical. It's going to have 3 yellow concrete in front of it, 2 yellow concrete poking out of either the left or right side, stairs along the inside, oak fence in the middle. Okay, now it's time for some single tables. So, well, single and kind of like double tables. I want to have a table coming out of the white concrete area on the right of the building. Simply place a quartz stair, an oak fence, and another stairs on the opposite side. Do the same thing in front of this seating area, white concrete area on the right of the building. Simply place a quartz stair, an oak fence, and another stairs on the opposite side. Do the same thing in front of this
And then these are yoga mats.
seating area here as well.
Yeah.
So like stair, fence,
And then you can
stair,
dip it face
like
here.
that. And then I want to have a few more seats on this wall here. So we're going to have a double table coming out from the middle of the right side or left side of the build actually, right here. And we're going to have a table coming out of the back of this. It's just going to be like leave a gap of 1, place a fence, and then a stair in front of it. And then I want to kind of have the same thing on the opposite side. So leave a gap of 1, have a fence, and then a stair
There we
coming
go.
out the side
That's all the
like
best I
that.
can do for the exercise area.
And what we're going to be doing with all of these, you might be wondering to yourselves, well, we want to place the tops of those tables, which requires birch trapdoors, white carpet, red carpet, and yellow carpet. So on the sides of the tables that are single, I want you to place birch trapdoors along all of the quartz stairs like this. Choose a colour top for the table, red, yellow or white, doesn't really matter. Wherever you have the singular quartz stairs that aren't surrounded by concrete blocks, we want to do the same thing. We want to make sure that the chairs look a little bit fancier than just them by themselves, and we also want to make sure that the tables have a top. Do not think that I've forgotten about the other tables, the ones that actually have like all this stuff going on with them too. But the end result should look, once you've done all the single ones, like this. They just look a little bit better. You'll of course want to add like, you know, but the end result should look, once you've done all the single ones, like this. They just look a little bit better. You'll of course want to add like, you know, red or whatever colour tables on top of the booth areas too. And to decorate the booths, you may also decide to add a couple of flower pots about the place to look like the drinks. I'm also going to add a couple of different carpets onto the countertops of where you would actually pay. because it looks a little bit brighter, a little bit nicer. I'm going to have 2 rugs made out of carpet. One rug is going to lead, and it's going to sit right in between here. It's going to sit like here, right between where all of the stairs are leading to the, like, where you would order your food. Sit like here, right between where all of the stairs are leading to the, like, where you would order your food. And it's a double wide rug, and it is made out of a mishmash leading to the, like, where you would order your food. And it's a double wide rug, and it is made out of a mishmash of white carpet, yellow carpet, and red carpet.
The reason why I'm pausing the video, Alfie, I want to get the rug correct, because I don't want to do it myself.
I mean, it's kind of a...
Oh, set to clear.
Just... make it look random, and it should be perfectly fine. If you want to make it a pattern, make it a pattern. It doesn't really matter that much. It's just about having, like, some nice colours that coincide with McDonald's. So it sits right here between, like, the counter and these chairs, and same thing.
Now what does it look like, Alfie?
The McDonald's.
Mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard. Got it? Mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard. Repeat after me. Mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard. Mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard. The white is mustard. Mustard is kind of like a white sort of colour, right?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
We're just going to have a double rug slash carpet directly in front.
Oh. Whoa.
We're going to have the same thing here. We're just going to have a double rug.
So guys, once I've done with this video, I'm going to play Lego World with my brother. And if there's a funny glitch where you get a vehicle that is fast, slam into the barn doors, large barn doors, and then you go flying. Me and Alfie tried it out last night. It was funny. We laughed so hard. Oh man, can't wait to do that today. I'm gonna do it once I finish this video.
In front of where the cash register is, like the pay point. So that's what that's going to be. Just a double rug slash carpet directly in front of the in front of where the cash register is, like the pay point. So that's.
So basically, this road is gonna go all the way back to the city. I think if it reaches
that's going to be
back to the city. If it doesn't,
just a double it.
Then it. I don't really know.
Like this. Here, maybe red. I might add a bit more red to this one, like that. I've inadvertently kind of created like a pattern, haven't I? That's crazy. But anyway, that's the sort of thing that we want to have. It kind of just really brightens up the room a lot. When it comes to the ordering board here, all we're going to have is like item frames in front of the grey area, and then food stuff that you can pick from. So exactly the same as what we have outside. So whatever you want to put in there, I'm not including the
chicken, pork chop, beef, mutton. Repeat after me. Chicken, pork chop, meat, mutton. This is beef. Okay, I don't know how to say it.
Whatever you want, you feel free to put in there. So when it comes to decorating behind the counter, of course we need a few things. We'll probably need some more flower pots. We'll need brewing stands, cauldron, furnaces.
The blocks looked different back in 2019. They looked different. The brewing stands now look the same, but the thing looks the same. Cauldrons are the same. The furnaces have changed a little bit. Chests, I think they're still the same. I'm not question mark.
Chests, tripwire hook. Will even
Chest tripwire hook.
believe it or not, some quartz stairs.
What's new?
I think that's it for behind the counter.
Jason,
So,
notice
along
what's
the
new?
back wall, we need to have a
Yes,
place to
that's
cook
new.
food.
Yeah.
So a double set of 3 furnaces
Be right back.
on top of the left counter space area, the red counter space area here will do just fine. A double chest in front of this area to keep stuff to actually cook in there would work well as well. Feel free to plant some flower pots along with the surfaces, just kind of like keep all of like there's drinks all over the place and that sort of stuff, you know. Right at the furnaces we're going to have a cauldron where you can, you know, like fry fries and all that sort of stuff, and it's going to have an extractor above it, leaving a gap of 1 place of quartz stairs above the cauldron. I'm going to place flower pots either side of the red counter area with a brewing stand just in the middle, and tripwire hooks coming across the top to represent a drinking dispenser place. And then you can feel free to add more chests as well. Like if you want to keep stuff in the chest, feel free to add some, maybe even on there, you know, wherever you want to add them, feel free. I feel as though I would be happier if behind the counter we had a change of flooring situation. So I think I'm going to use some white concrete in this part.
Okay, white concrete for this one, no problem. I can do it, easy peasy. Get rid of the oak plants right now! What are you doing?
I use white concrete because it just seems clean and it contrasts against everything else. The other choice in my head would be yellow. I don't think yellow would work. I don't know.
Anyway.
Having like a yellow I don't like it, so we'll go with white. Make yellow with McDonald. And that just looks a little bit more professional like that. The last little tad bits of detail that you might want to add around the restaurant might include paintings and lights. So,
alright, paintings. They looked a lot different back in 2019. Torches, I think they're still the same. And the concrete blocks, of course they're the same. This is what a McDonald's looks like in 2022. The glass used to be different, but now the glass looks better, right? See, as there's 3 diagonals and a 2 diagonal at the bottom. What are you doing?
This statue looks incredible.
Guess what materials I used? Guess the materials what I used for my Spiderman statue. Name the materials what I used.
Concrete.
Red, black, yellow, white.
What?
Red?
Oh, wow.
It's inside. I'm trying to make Spider-Man's skull. That's a skull, and on top of that's brain. A weird pink concrete brain. I don't know how to make inside human parts, but that's.
Because I like paintings. One is going.
I'm sorry, do you guys have to hear that? Why did I say that?
Oh, his brain. Ah, his brain's not big.
Right in the middle of the side, so it's going to be like here, and I want a single painting like that and a single painting like that. They're both the ugliest paintings I've ever seen. The carrot is better, and I quite like that one too. I like paintings and stuff being on the inside of restaurants because restaurants and...
Nope. Yep. Nope. No, 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 I want that plant pot picture. Nope, 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 nope. Yes, there we go.
Fast food places and whatever you want to call them have plenty of decoration and stuff on the walls. So it just keeps things like nice and bright. You can have some over there as well. You can have some over here too. And I might even add them. So we might run into an issue actually with this flower pot. No, we won't. Oh, okay. So
might have an issue with it. Will we? Nope.
Maybe that one. That one's fine. So maybe like one here as well, like on this side.
I guess he doesn't care if that's the set. Okay, I'm gonna get. Where's the painting? No, 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 no.
Do you want
Nope.
to build the hospital again?
I don't know, Alfie. I'm just. Nope, 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 nope. Come on, where is it? There we go.
Maybe like one here. You guys get the idea though, right? I mean, you know, add but I don't really want to repeat that much. So maybe just like a couple kind of like placed everywhere. You can also place some lights too if you so choose. The idea though, right? I mean, you...
Not correct. Yep, there we go.
But I don't really want to repeat that much. So maybe just like a couple kind of like placed everywhere. You can also place some lights too if you so choose. So like here and here some torches if you're looking for more light and what have you.
What's that?
But like it's a really...
Why is Bon Bon barking? Why is Doggy barking?
Pretty bright McDonald's. It's a
Wait,
really
what's
bright
this?
area. It's nice and colourful, and it's just kind of like a fun place to hang out. And that's kind of everything, ladies and gentlemen. Why don't we take a look at this video?
I didn't build it.
So the tutorial portion of this video is over, ladies and gentlemen. We have actually completed the entire outside of our...
How did I not notice this?
We have finished a McDonald's. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building a McDonald's. If you did guys enjoy this video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notifications button for this video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day guys, peace out.